We should be good to go.
Yep, I can see it.
Oh, except for my windows. I forgot to get my windows arranged. I always forget something. Need to be able to see chat. And I guess that's about it. Yeah, okay. That should be all good. Okay, now we're good to go. I think. If we're actually streaming. I hit live. Twitch doesn't see it yet, so...
Take a second.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, everyone should be able to see me now. It's been... what are we at? 2 weeks?
Yep.
I think, which isn't too bad for us.
And a lot has happened in that too.
Yeah, quite a bit has happened. I guess the most notable thing being the Iron Lung movie's out now. That's, you know, a bit of a big deal. I think I haven't, like, I don't know yet how big of a deal, if that makes sense. Like, I know that the movie's done really well, obviously. I don't know in the long run whether that's how much that's going to affect me. Just in terms, like, one of my friends asked, they're like, "Oh, so are you, like, famous now?" I was like, I don't know, actually. Because I would not call myself famous, but I'm, you know, known in the indie game community. Obviously, the movie is reaching a much larger audience than that. But I don't know if I'm gonna get any of the exposure from that or not, in the long term.
I just want to say that the third comment you got in the stream is, "I agree with your sentiment about fat women."
Oh yeah, so that's because the going live notification was, oh, what the heck, was I love fat women, parentheses, and also Dark Souls 2.
That's great.
60 million worldwide so far isn't bad. No, it's not bad at all. It's phenomenally good, especially since a lot of that money is... Actually, by the way, does my frame rate seem... Oh, I should probably get out of range. My frame rate seems not good to me. Does it seem like it usually is? I feel like the frame rate is not good.
It's not great on my end, but I usually chalk that up to Discord streaming.
Okay. Let me try just doing screen capture instead of window capture and see if that helps anything. It still feels not very good. I mean, it'll work for now, as long as it's legible to you, Dylan.
Yeah.
Maybe if I... Can I disable the preview in Discord? Oh, that just hides chat. Changed stream quality? It's at 60. Okay, it's fine though. It's playable. I'll get used to it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the movie has obviously, yeah, it's done phenomenally well, especially considering that a lot of that distribution domestically was through the theaters take a cut, but there isn't like a distributor cut, at least not in the same way. So it's actually a pretty good deal in that sense. Like the movie has made back many times its budget, just even in net. You saw it 5 times in cinema. Wow. I do know that it benefits from repeat viewings, because it was designed that way. So it's definitely, if you feel inclined to want to see it again, that I think will definitely increase your enjoyment of it, because there's a whole lot that you're not going to get the first time around. The autism made me do it.
I think you're also benefiting from, this is not to take away from the actual movie because the movie is great. But you're also benefiting from the sort of kind of underdog energy that's around the film, where people want to go and support it because it's like you don't really see stuff like this all that often. It's like it's not made by a giant Hollywood studio, and it's a piece of finely crafted human art in a world where everyone's like, oh, AI is going to replace all art.
Yeah, that's true.
It feels very like authentic, and something people want to get behind.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I'm also very I'm very proud of so this is going to sound stupid because in hindsight, of course I am, but I am very proud that we did this like our own way. And in the long run, obviously that turned out being an immense benefit for in a lot of ways. But even at the time, even when Mark called me and was like, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this limited theatrical run, like, what was it, like 50 to 100 theaters or something like that. Those numbers may not be exactly right. I forget what he said, but it was like a small run and just kind of see how it went. And that was because, no one was returning his calls, no one was interested, like, he just really couldn't get anyone on board to distribute the film. And even when it was that small amount of theaters, I'm like, I'm very glad we're doing this. Like, it just felt right. This is like, because my attitude has, well, first death. My attitude has always, not always, but it's kind of been like, fuck those guys. Like, it's kind of the same, not quite the same thing with games, but like with games, I've landed at the point of like, I don't have to like play the game and make deal with like corporate BS, so I won't. Like that's one of the things that I consider quite a privilege of having success and having some excess cash on hand, is that I can just say I don't care about making money if it involves having to deal with bullshit, basically. So I was always really happy that we did decide to go we're just doing this ourselves. And then, of course, in hindsight, obviously I'm very happy about it because it did phenomenally well. But yeah, I don't remember what my point was with all this. Just, I guess, kind of sharing some thoughts I've had. Because I don't think I haven't really talked with really anybody about the movie process. And like it's something that would be really hard to like get into without having many hours. But
I think one of the exciting things is people seeing the behind the scenes like set stuff and realizing how much of the film is it's not super surprising that a bunch of the film is practical effects, but there's a lot like stuff like the monster eyes and stuff like that are literally all practical effects.
Yeah,
is so cool, and I can't wait for people to realize like how much of that stuff was made by hand and just a crazy level of detail.
Including the fact that, and this doesn't always come across in the final version, but if you've looked at behind-the-scenes stuff, you know that entire set was on a big machine called the NACMO that would just fling it around. And that was used for all sorts of stuff, like, not just, obviously, if you've seen the movie, in, like, those climactic scenes toward the end, the NACMO is going nuts and is just like it's shaking the entire set around. But there were other things done, like whenever Simon's going up a hill, because something that isn't. So this is interesting. I don't think we've actually talked about this at all, but one key difference between the sub in the movie and the sub in the game is that the sub in the movie isn't actually a submarine. It's functionally more like a tank. it has, if you look at the models for it, it has those like corkscrew things on the bottom. Those are actually corkscrew treads that it uses. So it's like it's attached via the tow ship to a cable, and that the tow ship kind of just makes sure it doesn't go up, and then it's using the treads to get around. So it actually has to like go over terrain and stuff. So whenever Simon's going up a hill, we would, the NACMO would be like tilted so that Mark is actually at a, 45-degree angle or whatever it was. And it's unfortunate that it, some of that just doesn't come across, for various reasons. I know one frustrating reason is that, there was some footage that just wasn't there, that we'd gotten and then just got lost, of like camera angles that would have showcased that a little more and stuff. But yeah, that's all to say. Yeah, it's there were a lot of practical things, and even I give Mark a ton of credit for this. There were some things that were like a fully finished CG version was done, and then he said, this is not good enough, we're going to go back and do it practically. The Monster Eye was one of those, actually, that there was a practical version on set during the shoot, but it was mostly there just sort of as a placeholder, and the idea was, okay, we'll touch it up with CG. And then, not even that long ago, like maybe a few months ago, maybe longer than that, but there was an entire like practical eye built that the iris would like contract and stuff, just to redo that because it didn't look quite right.
Which is an entirely like both of us love practical effects in movies, so it's entirely your vibe.
Yeah, very much so. In fact, I almost. There's some stuff, there are a few things where it's like, if I went back and did it, if we went back and did this again, with everything I've learned and like everything I know now, there's some things I probably would have been more obnoxious about. Not because they were done wrong, but just because like I did have some things that's like, I knew that would be a problem, or I thought that would be a problem, and I just didn't speak up about it. And pretty minor stuff. Like, nothing where I'm like, oh, they completely, there was nothing that was, like, flubbed or mishandled. I just have gained so much knowledge, as you'd expect, so much more knowledge about kind of how this stuff can work. And there's some things where it's like, I talked to Mark the other day, and I was like, am I completely off base for feeling like maybe if we went back and redid it, maybe we should have just done miniatures? And he was like, oh, no, I could see it. Like, I feel like there were some things that it's like, and actually, no, I just remembered the final cut of the movie, actually, the entire opening sequence is shot different than any of that. That's like, I'd never seen that version of the opening sequence. There's a whole bunch of different camera angles and stuff that were scrapped, and honestly, which was, I think, a good decision. If you, oh, my child is in the room. Hi, Luna.
Can I find Mama?
What?
Can I find Mama?
You can't find Mama. Well, she's here somewhere.
I'm wondering if I could stay with you.
You can, yeah, you can stay up here if you want. But yeah, anyway, it's such a interest. Also, I do not know where I'm going here. I'm just sort of, I'm gonna wander around until I remember exactly where we were at with stuff. There's just so much to, and the thing is, like, I have so much to tell about production, and I was not even that involved with production, like, relative to everyone else. Like relative to the team that worked on it. There's just so much cool behind the scenes stuff to tell. And I believe Wait a second. Oh, I remember. There's a shortcut to that That's why I was at that bonfire. There's a shortcut. I remember now. And I know that Mark has plans for sharing a lot of behind, and thankfully there was quite a bit that was documented. Like during the principal shoot, there was somebody on set for the entire thing, filming, just chronicling the whole thing. We have an ad starting. I will refrain from talking anymore about Iron Lung until the ad is done. So I need to go back. I'm gonna go back to the bonfire because I now remember there's that whole crazy shortcut, and I've gotten myself completely turned around. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. No.
This area is so brutal to come back to after a break.
Yeah.
I think you're going in the wrong direction.
Oh, here. Again. Okay, I see now. I have to Yeah, because I have to go. I should just feather. What am I doing?
That's right, because you have the shortcut that's, here.
Yeah, it's down this way, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little out of... So the good thing is, I'm not too out of practice with Dark Souls 2 gameplay, because I did actually... And I think I mentioned this last time, I do actually have a second character that I have been playing, although the last, week or so... I've been playing Diablo 2 because Diablo 2's out on Steam now, and plays. Yeah, and it actually plays really well on a controller, which I did not expect at all. But it feels. There's a couple little things where it's that doesn't work quite as well, but for the most part, it feels really natural.
I've been playing it on Steam Deck before bed.
Yeah, it's such a good, Steam Deck... like the Souls games, for whatever reason, it's just, a really good way to unwind. I play so much Steam Deck at this point. I think last year, according to... Or wait, did I want to go out there? That might have been where I wanted to go. 1 of 9? Seriously? 1 of 9 ads? Sheesh. For my Steam recap thing last year, I think it said I spent more time on Steam Deck than on desktop. And it really is just because I play Steam Deck before bed, to unwind before bed. So I'm literally lying in bed playing Steam Deck, and then I get sleepy and go to bed. Okay, so this way. Not that way. Back that way goes to all the actual threatening dinosaur butts that aren't butts. Let's go back up here. The deck players yearn for the dungeons. And I never, I don't know if this is a cringe story but I'm gonna tell it anyway, which is, so I've never actually messed that much with the Dark Souls, face, the face creation. And so for my other character, I was okay, I'm gonna make a, really attractive woman character. And I did it, and then I realized that I just made her look like my wife.
That's very funny.
Which, yeah, okay.
And wholesome.
It's kind of cringe and kind of wholesome. Okay, Dragon Sanctum. Let's see. Oh, I remember all of this. And then there's a bonfire on the way down that I need to find. What was it like seeing the set for the first time? It was surreal, but the impact of the surrealness was it was a little softened because before I saw it like in person, I had seen a whole gradient of like in progress pictures. So I didn't for the first time see like the whole completed set. I'd seen like, okay, here's this piece that hasn't been painted yet. So it wasn't quite as much of a like surreal shock as it otherwise would have been. Just realized something. Am I online? Because I'm looking for that bonfire, so I definitely would like messages. Yes, here we go. Okay. Sorry, Dylan, go ahead.
There's two comments that I saw about Iron Lung that I thought were so funny. One, and I think this was the game version. I saw someone post in the Steam forums like, if all the stars are dead, how come there's stars in the main menu?
That's yeah. Oh, hi Luna. What's up?
Is that a jewel?
Oh, that's just that's some blacktop. That's one time either you or your sister brought a whole bunch of blacktop inside, and that's a piece of it. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dylan.
But it was funny because like the Steam forums is just like such a like chaotic cesspool, and it was so funny people arguing like stuff like, oh, speed of light and being able to like see when stars die and that kind of stuff, and they're trying to have this like astrophysical argument on the Steam forums, and you can guess how well that goes.
Yeah. Man, Steam forums are really every once in a while I go back and like, surely these aren't as bad as I remember, and they're just bad.
They're so bad. And it's not even like, oh, some games are worse and some games are better. I have a morbid curiosity. Every time there's like a game that comes out, I go check the Steam forums because I just know like, all right, there's going to be people complaining. What is it about this game that they're going to complain about? And it's just every time it's so funny to see it.
The thing that's so stupid is that it's always like it's always like social politics. It's just people like
half
like,
of it, yeah,
trolling for jester emotes or whatever. It's never even like interesting garbage.
which don't even exist anymore. They removed the jester.
That's right. Yeah, I see why, but also that's in a very Valve way. It's like you've identified the problem, but haven't really provided a good solution.
Not the solution.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, this was about the movie, but I saw someone be like, man, the ending for the movie the ending for Iron Lung is so bleak, and I'm going to guess they haven't actually played the game because the ending for the game is even bleaker.
Yeah, or I guess it depends on. I could see it both ways because in some ways the ending is much bleaker because I don't want to spoil the movie for people who haven't seen it. In some ways the ending of the game is bleaker. I feel like the game is a lot more emotionally neutral because the game is a little bit more like just sort of a tonal piece. So it's not the movie's a little more like highs and lows. There's like real like human despair, and like, whereas the game is a little more like just more like a dream, more like that's how I see it at least.
I like that you guys took that direction because I feel like my favorite. So I always jump back to like Stalker is one of my favorite. I don't want to call Stalker like an IP because that's kind of gross, but yeah, I guess it's an IP. Where every version of it in every medium brings its own kind of interesting thing to the table.
Yeah.
And I feel like cool. And they're all cool. They're all and they all sort of. What I like about it is that they all sort of cross-pollinate. Like, oh, they're gonna bring the bolts from the movie and put it in the game and that kind of stuff. But it's cool that the movie Iron Lung and the game Iron Lung kind of are different enough that you can kind of you get these two very shared but differing views of the same situation, environment, and like atmosphere.
Yeah, agreed. That I've said elsewhere that like the movie is very different than it would have been if it was like an alternate universe where I knew how to make movies and had made my own adaptation of my own game. Like the movie's very different from what that would have been, but that doesn't make it a inaccurate or invalid interpretation, I guess. That sounds like I'm giving faint praise. Like I'm 100% behind the movie. I think it's a good example of how not being someone's vision doesn't necessarily make something against their vision. Like, the movie is primarily Mark's vision of my idea, and I think it's very true to that idea, and it's really cool to see that idea from a different angle through a different lens. And Stalker is a great example of that. Yeah, it's like there's... You know, the game Stalker is very different from the movie Stalker, which is very different from the book Roadside Picnic. But they're all cool. They're not they're all in harmony, even though they aren't all the same. Dang it. And thank you everyone in chat. If I miss comments, I apologize. I am also trying to play Dark Souls 2, so sometimes it's hard to keep up. Wrong way. Oh, did you... Sweetie, that's the wrong thing to put water in, though. Why is it all in that one? No, I mean, but if you want to water the cactus, it has to go where the cactus is. You're making your own pretend restaurant out of the cactus? Oh, is that now a water machine?
I did.
Okay.
I did whip up.
Okay, yeah,
Water.
please put the cup under
Yeah,
it to
get a
catch the water dripping.
I get back in it.
Okay, no more water though, okay?
Please.
Luna is
That is
possibly the most neurodivergent of our children.
That is the most like having kids conversation I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a fake restaurant.
Yeah. She's a lot like me. She has that same, even from a very, very young age, she has that same like out of the box imagination. Like our oldest, Lavender, has an imagination, but it's always along like it's kind of along the expected lines sometimes. Luna is just brimming with ideas, and they're always just out of left field. Where it's like yesterday she was making herself a whole like what would you like a whole outfit out of trash bags and pretending to be in a fashion show. She just took trash bags and was like ripping arm and leg holes in them and stuff. Yeah. Sweetie, what are you doing? Okay. Where are you taking the water?
I'm not gonna make people actually drink it.
Okay, I'm afraid you're gonna spill it all over.
So me.
Now the water's in a toy wagon. Kids will do shit with water you've never imagined. Yes, very true. It's really incredible. Just don't get the water near my computer, okay, Luna? Okay.
Because computer cuts down water.
Yeah, this right here. Don't get any water on this, okay? Because that would be bad. What were we even talking about? Oh yeah, Stalker. Yeah, and yeah, it's really cool to have that because now I guess Iron Lung is a franchise now. Is that how that works? When there's more than one, then it's a franchise.
I mean, you have shirts at Hot Topic. I think it's fair to say.
That's true.
It's franchised,
Yeah,
which I totally need to get. Those are awesome.
they are. Yeah, there's also they might be sold out though now, but there's also some on the official site that you can get. I don't know if I think those are just Mark making. Well, I don't want to say because I have no idea what's up with them, but there are some different ones on like the official Iron Lung site. Oh, they sold out already? Okay, yes.
Yeah, Andrew said he had to go into Hot Topic to get one.
Are they the same designs? I'm actually not sure. I thought they were different designs, but I could be wrong. The movie eel or the frog? Well, the frog, which is supposed to be a fish, but I don't really have control over that
love
anymore.
that everyone calls it the frog.
Yeah, and it's my own fault because it comes from the model file being named like frog.obj or something like that.
The most David shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, it keeps like this stuff keeps backfiring on me, and I keep doing it anyway.
No,
Like, I
it's
was
great.
just
Don't change
remembering-
it at all.
Yeah, I was just remembering the other day that the Spider-Man power-up from like the wall climbing power-up in Dusk is named Spoder. Easy backstab? Not easy backstab, okay. I think I'm gonna go back to the rapier. I'm not feeling the sword right now. I need my pokey stick. Never patched the 3 dot. That is so the 3 dots one is one that I am genuinely embarrassed about. That it's such a good example of how I never imagined anyone would be seeing that asset outside of the game. So I just never noticed because I was like, okay, yeah, it was just supposed to like create the eye image is supposed to like create a certain effect in like what is it, 1 or 2 seconds in the game. Never expected that it would become like one of the most iconic images I've ever made. Don't be, it adds to the charm. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah. It's like there's a lot of things about Iron Lung that are like that, where I'm like, if I'd known any of this was going to happen, this would be completely different. But then it's hard to know if that would have ruined it. It's hard to know if I'd known it was going to be this huge thing, I would have like overthought it into not working anymore. How do you feel about the frog/not whale being replaced by a singular eel creature? I think that once the let's see, how do I say this? The role and implications of the eel in the movie are much cooler. For the game, I liked the idea of implying that there's possibly a bunch of creatures down there that you're not seeing. But for the movie, I think that what the eel is a lot more horrifying than just a creature.
I forget their name, but the artist was posting like the full model on Twitter. And I obviously, because in the film you don't get a long time to see that model. But man, there's so many details in that model that are so cool.
She is a phenomenal horror artist. Like, incredibly good. I love her art. Yeah, it's so cool how many details there are to it, and it's in the one way it's kind of a shame that you don't see it very clearly in the movie, but then obviously it's cooler to not see everything.
Someone said Deadly Melodic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's her.
I follow them now. Here I'll link.
I don't remember.
account.
I don't remember if her real name is public, so I didn't want to use it, not knowing, because some people don't want their actual name out there, especially if they're getting like the amount of sudden attention that she is. She's a really awesome person. Also, we hung out. We hung out for a few days because we were both in the same Airbnb for one of the Iron Lung things. I think it was the early initial cast and crew screening, and it was funny how it's like, oh, we're very similar, both like people who do really like grotesque, insane horror stuff, and then in real life we're just like riddled with anxieties and like, which maybe is a lot of people who do horror, but
Yeah, we were because we hang out with Grim quite a bit.
Yeah.
In the games chat, and yeah, it was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I'd expect. Someone who does this is like.
yeah,
He's a lot of fun to hang out with.
He's great also, yeah. He's the guy, I don't even know what to call his job for Iron Lung. He was and is just sort of like a general, almost a handyman for like Mark's projects. He does a lot of practical stuff, a lot of practical building and rigging up things, and for his, I don't know if it counts as his day job. Another job of his is that he does like gigantic puppetry. So that's kind of, and he and I shared, like, we were sort of the odd people out on set, because neither of us really had a specific hired job, and so we sat together for like that whole, like, every day for, I don't know, how long was the shoot? It was like, was it a month and a half maybe? So we got to be very good friends. Yeah, so many people. I miss the set very often. That was just such a cool experience, and it was an amazing. What was amazing to me, and why I can totally see why someone would devote their life to the filmmaking industry, because it was just an incredible situation to have that many people all in one place, and all of us are like insane. We're all different breeds of like super weird. And it was great because it was like this sense of community that you don't always get, and it was helped a lot by the reality of Iron Lung filming being that we were all in the same warehouse for the entire shoot. There was no location changes, so it sort of became like almost a big dorm in a way. You'll see in some of the behind the scenes photos, like, everyone started making signs for their, oh right, there's a guy, started making signs for like their little corner. So it's like the prop guys had named their prop department something, I forget what it was called, but it was something Iron Lung related. Then there was like, but so just a lot of stuff like that. It was such a cool, unique situation, and so many people were just, almost just about everybody there was just an absolute pleasure to be around. And I miss them all a lot. Not that I can't talk to them still. I'm just really bad also at staying in contact with people. The high school yearbook Iron Lung photo thingy. Yeah, I remember that. There was that. There was like, I think there were multiple days where, like, the hair and makeup department was just going around, like, doing people's faces or hair in different weird ways. There's a couple pictures of me in space buns, because Was it Anna? I think it was Anna who's like, I want you to have space buns, so I just had space buns the whole day. Did Iron Lung come out yet? Yes, it did. It is in theaters still, I think still in a lot of theaters, and as I think I saw Graham mention a little bit ago that Marcus said there's going to be a physical release, and I know that the plan at least is to have a streaming release of some sort in the near future.
Sweet.
Anyway, we've talked of Iron Lung for a lot. Dylan, how have you been the last few weeks?
Pretty good. We flew up to Oregon to see Allie's mom and spend Valentine's Day up there. And I love Oregon. The Pacific Northwest is so nice.
I've never seen it, and I really want to at some point. That's gonna be a trip some days. Going because it looks beautiful.
Yeah, the last couple weeks have just been sort of chill.
Nice.
We've got like a Gloomwood update that's coming out I think this weekend. It's like New Blood anniversary next week, so there's a lot of stuff planned for that for all of our games. This obviously it's not the bank. We're still working on the bank, but we have like it's a fairly decent patch. It's definitely gotten bigger than the hot fix that we were gonna do.
It's always good when it's always good to just have a low-key week. I feel like that's kind of an increasing commodity for probably both of us in different ways.
Yeah. For once, it's not the Gloomwood team that's on fire. It's like we had our exhausting march of work at the end of last year, so we're kind of in we're heating up with working on the bank, but it's right now it's mostly Ultra Kill and Aces that are like, the room's on fire, we're trying to ship this.
Yeah. What do you think of the shenanigans the Fraud and Ultra Kill has been pulling? So I'm a tiny bit out of the loop. Is all of the crazy portal stuff fraud?
Yes.
Okay. It's insane and I'm jealous of it, is my answer.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous because it's like that's the sort of stuff I would have loved to do in Dusk, but just couldn't. And it's so cool.
It like it's insane, and it shows because everyone knows Fraud has taken a long time, and it's because those systems are insane and required 10 plus people to work on it every day to get it to work.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's something that would have been in Escher Labs, and probably also in other parts of Episode 3, if I'd had it. If I had it! Oh, there we go. I finally got the parry. I don't know what it is. I know the timing is different, but even with all the Dark Souls 2 I've played, I still don't feel like I have... Well, I did it twice in a row, so maybe I'm wrong, but I still don't feel like I have a good grasp of the parry timing the way that I do in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, the animation timings are definitely different here. And everything kind of moves a little slower than the other games, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels a little bit... It feels like there aren't quite as many safety nets of some sort as... the dodges don't feel... I don't know. Yeah, it just feels different and a little less... a little more like you have to think about your moves. Which already Dark Souls 1 felt a lot like you have to think about your moves compared with Elden Ring. What video game would you like to see a proper movie adaptation of? Well, one that I think could be really cool if the right person did it, but I think that there is potential for Buckshot Roulette to make a really good small scale like indie horror film. There'd have to be a lot of additions to, like, there'd have to be a lot of additional stuff added to it, lore-wise and or whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like focusing like a indie horror, indie thriller movie on that sort of like weird industrial high stakes Russian roulette could be really cool.
Someone brought up Pony Factory, and I just remembered you posted the thing that the Pony Factory's in the like horse steam event, right?
Yeah. So it got automatically
amazing.
added, I think based on the tags. And so I was just like, well, okay. I'll give it a discount, sure. Oh, see, I'm not getting the parry time quite right. I'd really like to parry him though, because it's so like he doesn't stagger. I don't want to die again. Ugh. I mean, granted, of course he's not staggering with the rapier, but even with the two-handed Drangleic sword, he was not staggering.
Yeah, he's got heavy armor.
Yeah. Oh, there's the magic sliver of health. There we go. Okay, that's where I came from. I'm really determined to find this legendary hidden bonfire. Or is that where I came from?
I think you're trying to progress downward because there's a fog wall at the bottom.
Yeah, there is a boss that I need to fight, but I just really want to get. I remember last stream somebody mentioned that. Oh, I wonder if.
Oh,
someone
the
mentioned
hidden bonfire, right?
Yeah. Hidden path ahead, by the way, left. Okay, maybe this is it. Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
goodness.
Yes. See, this is why I fundamentally don't understand anyone who plays these games with offline. Like, how? How do you play these games without messages?
Yeah. Dave's like, I don't want to read messages, and I'm like, that's like half the fun for me.
Yeah. Is that someone asked if that's the only hidden wall in the games that has trim geometry?
Huh. I don't know.
Might be. Okay, good deal. I got the bonfire. Just have to contend with getting to the boss. I am not fighting this guy on a slope. I have played enough Dark Souls 2 to know not to do that. Might actually just be able to get away from them if I'm careful.
Someone asked,
Wow! That was
such a
not
risky
careful.
jump, and it worked.
I can't believe I didn't die there.
Someone asked how progress on Bug Bite's going
Oh,
a little while back.
good but slow. I want to I made a bunch of games over the past over the last however many years that were small and done relatively quickly. Well, not always quickly, but intended to be done relatively quickly. That backstab did like nothing, jeez. And with Bug Bite was intended to be a maybe not quick game, but not a very long game, and the problem is that it's like a loose thread on a sweater where it's just like the world and gameplay and everything just keep coming up with other like angles to explore. Oh, I thought I was
Right.
out of his range there. Dang it. And it's the first game I've made since Dusk. First game I've made myself, I should say, since Dusk, where I'm like, I really want to spend a little while on this and make it something really robust and really solid. Not that I didn't, to be clear, not that I didn't want my other games to be good, but this is the first one where I'm like, yes, I want to spend several years on this and really make it the best it can be. And it's weird because if I'm gonna try the run past again, maybe with not quite as risky a jump. Let's see if there is a not as risky jump. I'll try it. Nope. Too far.
I love that you did the mindless monkey jump and it succeeded, but the planned out jump is the one that got you killed.
Yep. That's just how it goes. But yeah, it's interesting because I feel like I don't have a good elevator pitch for Bug Bite yet, because either it's like the small few sentence elevator pitch does not sound that interesting, but trying to explain more than that, I feel like we're talking now paragraphs. But yeah, I don't know, it's something that is just it just keeps revealing new like angles and stuff that I want to explore. So that's a long way of saying it's going well, but it's going slow. Because of that, because I'm taking my time on some of these aspects to really set down a nice foundation, and also because I have been very busy with a lot of other stuff. I'm hoping that's gonna... Well, actually, after the movie came out, it's got way worse. And it's still kind of in the way worse... period right now. It's all good stuff, but I'm just like, I'm so busy with all sorts of different things. I don't know if this was the right way to go down here, but...
Suffering from success.
Yeah, not a bad problem to have at all. And it's a good thing that the game I'm working on right now is one that I have planned is probably going to take a little while. Right now I'm shooting for a release in 2027, next year. We'll see if that happens. I think... Oh, that's right. This person. First draft of Millennia.
Thank God she doesn't have waterfowl dance, whatever.
Yeah. Just kind of waltz over here. Ooh, okay.
My advice is don't let scope creep get you.
Yeah. Oh, bad time to heal.
I'm the worst at that. Probably the worst fucking dev at scope creep ever.
Oh, certainly not the worst ever. That is some stringent competition for worst scope creep ever. Yeah, I am trying to avoid scope creep. I'm trying to some of it, like I'm trying to tell the difference between good scope creep and bad scope creep. Which I don't know if I'm doing that successfully yet. We'll see.
Someone, I had a tweet go viral because we had a bug report that someone was killing all the crows in Hightown.
Yes, I saw that.
And putting them in the inventory, and they were turning into dead rats.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that someone is going around and just killing the fucking birds just so they can put them in the inventory.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. That's one of those bugs you can never find except by throwing actual players at the game.
Yeah,
like no one's gonna think to do this except for some random guy. Someone asked, would I ever make a Call of Duty style shooter? Probably not. Like, as Graham said, I'm really not a fan of those type of games, but I think it also depends on what part of Call of Duty you're asking about. Because if you mean, like, a linear... a linear sort of corridor shooter, I like those. I mean, I could definitely see myself making one of those. I'm a huge Half-Life fan. I just don't like the specific way Call of Duty does it. So I guess it depends on what you're really asking for. Oh, where did you come from?
He followed you all the way down.
Yeah. Oh wow, that invincibility is wild. Yeah, so those maybe it's supposedly I'm at the ADP where I get Dark Souls 1 rolls, but that I feel like you can get roll caught in this way more consistently than in Dark Souls 1. Yeah, I mean tonally like the COD's vibes are all, yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm not really into the whole like tactical military stuff anyway. But even setting that aside, it's more just like I don't like that type of linearity where it feels very restrictive. I get annoyed when I feel like the game is forcing me to do. I don't know quite how to explain it accurately. It's like that particular type of linearity where it's like heavily scripted and you're heavily pushed forward doesn't work for me. That I don't enjoy it.
The only type of tactical I like is like when Resident Evil has like guys in gas masks and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like
that's great.
Like mercenary or like Killing Floor.
Mm-hmm. Like
that's when I think it's good.
John Wick style tactical is great.
Yeah.
The militaries, like the military like warship just doesn't. I don't know. It does nothing for me.
This is a way. Do you think like the Stalker games are like that? I guess it's sort of.
They turned into that.
They turned into it.
Yeah, I do think that is. Oh my gosh. I do think that is an element that doesn't work for me about a lot of popular Stalker mods, and honestly Stalker 2, although I do like Stalker 2. To me, it's I don't know, the weird, like, rusty Cold War weapons were part of the identity, and when it gets into, like, you know, oh, now you're doing attachment, and I know the original games did some of this too, so, but once it starts getting into, like, gun customization and stuff, I don't know, it just kind of loses me a bit.
Yeah. I can't remember, but there's not even, like, Stalker 2 doesn't really have, like, wooden AKs and stuff like that, right?
No,
there's
they're
something
all
like that
modern.
where I was like, man, I kind of wish it had, like, some more of the old kind of shitty Soviet Union guns.
Me too. Like I said, I do like Stalker 2, but that is an element that I'm like, ah, man. Wow, how am I not dead?
Yeah, this boss is actually pretty rough.
Ooh, skeletons, okay. I should be healing here. Ooh! Oh! That was a panic roll, that was dumb. Something like Metro. See, I don't like Metro either. I've talked about that before. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the modern Wolfensteins either. All of these things you're listing, I'm like, eh.
Man, yeah, people used to have these like arguments between like, oh, what's better, like Metro or Stalker? But I feel like it definitely. It first started like a lot more people were Metro fans, but now it definitely kind of feels like Stalker kind of took over the zeitgeist a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, also, I think they're fundamentally different games. I think the setting has a similar appeal, but the actual types of games they are like really different.
Did you play Exodus? I can't remember if you did.
I played Exodus up to the point where I got really pissed off at the story. And it's a shame because I was
that
kind-
could be several parts.
Well, it was relatively early. As soon as they, I guess, spoilers for Exodus if you haven't played it, but as soon as they revealed that the world outside of
Oh, yep.
yeah,
Yep.
then I was out. Like
Yep.
that makes me so mad.
I fully agree.
And oh dear. Someone said that that's what happens in the books also, and I'm like, I don't care. I hate it in the books then also, because like that's the coolest thing about Metro to me has always been that idea of, and actually this is exactly how Bug Bite is too. Speaking of Bug Bite, but that idea of the entire world is basically uninhabitable, and there's just these tiny little pockets of like really, really densely packed together humanity in the metro tunnels. That's just so cool. That was like anytime I talk about Metro to people, I'd always, it was always like, yeah, I don't like this, and this about the games, but the world is really good. And then they stripped that away from me too. So that's where I gave up. That and Dave mentioned, it was like, yeah, you're not gonna like the parts after this because they're like annoying, bad stealth segments, which is why I don't like the other games.
And it's funny because Stalker is not that. Stalker is very Roadside Picnic. Stalker is very clearly the world is normal except for these. In the book, it's like I think like several areas, but in the movie and the game, it's like the one zone.
Yeah,
but it explains that like right off the bat.
Yeah, that's what annoyed me is not, because I don't mind that as a world concept. That's fine. I mind that it was like that I got attached to the concept that they retconned, because I just thought that it's like, it's kind of like Arx Fatalis would be really annoying if at the very end they were like, oh yeah, and by the way, actually the whole world isn't frozen. The sun actually is still there. It's just not on this side of the world or something like that.
They fucking M. Night Shyamalan The Village stuff.
Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly. So like 30 minutes someone says, yeah, like it was early on. It wasn't when you first go outside. It was when you, let's see, I'm struggling to remember. It's like you get somewhere and you disable the blocking, there's like a jammer or something, and then like all of these things light up and it's like, oh, the whole world is alive actually. That's where I was like, no, because the idea of, okay, you can actually go outside now. Not my favorite, but okay, fine. I get that you have to do that to have an open world Metro game. But then the point where it's like, actually, there's lots of human civilization too, then I was like, no, I'm done. Yeah, to be honest, open world Metro in actual, like, it could just be like Arx Fatalis. But I guess that could have worked, but, they at the time, I'm sure part of the thought process was like, hey, everyone wants a new Stalker game, and there is not a new Stalker game, let's just do Stalker with Metro.
Clearly one of the differences between Stalker 1 and 2 is the fact that the second game really embraced that Vinna the Jester. Here, I'll put a pin in this until
okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're probably gonna. So the
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I'll explain until they show up. But so okay. Yeah, Stalker 2 embraced the open world thing a lot more openly than the original games.
Yeah,
and I'm sort of like of two minds on that whole aspect. On one, it's kind of cool to see like how they sort of stitched the zone together and like where things are supposed to fit. Oh, were they? I can't tell if they were gonna.
That was great.
Okay, that was amazing.
Yeah. It turns out there can be 0 jesters, Kibirar. There can be either 1 or 0.
Perfect ending to that.
That was great. Yeah, so sorry, were you done asking the question? Or
Yeah, I was basically just I was just gonna say that, like, I kind of feel like
let's try this.
the attempt to fill in the gaps between the areas in Stalker 1 and when they did that in Stalker 2, I kind of feel like it doesn't work super well. And that I almost kind of liked Stalker, like the original trilogy, kind of having this, like, oh, these are like the focal points of the zone, and everything else is kind of left up to interpretation, rather than these kind of big empty areas that you see in 2. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I do want to say this because, you know, David brought it up. I do like Stalker 2 as well, and I'm excited for them to, you know, be to be done with it and add, like, you know, the new areas that they're adding. and
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah, I've been holding off until I feel like the update cycle is kind of more complete. So I feel exactly the same. In fact, I was kind of surprised at how diminished, and maybe to use a bit more of a loaded word, almost cheapened, those areas were once you actually had game space between them. In a way, I don't know if I can quite describe accurately. I think some of it is because just down to, like, the terrain being different also, but yeah, it turns out that I don't think back in my college days, I wanted a, like, big true open world Stalker. And I think it turns out that's actually not what I ultimately want. Because I think that Stalker having the like spoke areas with loading screens between it was like the perfect mid-ground between open world and linear, where it's like all of the fat was trimmed off and you just have these like set piece areas. So yeah, I definitely agree. But also, as we've said, I like Stalker 2. I think it's pretty cool. It just, I mean, the original Stalker games, but especially Shadow of Chernobyl, are like the quintessential lightning in a bottle, where, like, you can't replicate that game. And so I don't even, like, expect, like, that's not an expectation I have for Stalker, that I had for Stalker 2, was that it would capture the same magic as Shadow of Chernobyl. So it being, you know, even having moments of that, I would consider, you know, quite a success.
it's definitely part of the less is more kind of approach, where, you know, the more you sort of, like, fill in something, the more you can actually do, like, a disservice to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's like a balance. Oh, I thought I heard a death noise. I thought maybe the spell killed him. And historically, it's a balance that even some of, you know, the great artists and storytellers out there aren't always good at striking. It's that's one of the reasons why I don't just jump into doing sequels to stuff. Even when it would be a good idea. Like, that's why there hasn't been Iron Lung 2, 3, and 4, you know, before now, because it's hard to it's I feel like it's hard to know what would benefit, like what when additions will benefit something versus when they would detract from it. And so until I really have a feeling that I know something's good and is good to expand on, I'm just not going to do it.
Not to jump back to Iron Lung lore again, but I saw a bunch of people just being like, oh, Iron Lung's like universe doesn't matter because the creator said like, oh, there's things that he purposely said he doesn't know, and that's interesting on the basis that is like a purposeful decision. A lot of times, like, creators always sort of decide what things they're going to tell and what things that they're going to leave open.
Yeah.
And I think people get really kind of like lost in the weeds with that kind of stuff. And even real, as you said, even really prolific great creators do that as well. Like, I'm always the example that pisses me off is like the pilot in Alien.
I was gonna say, is it Prometheus? Because that's a good one.
And like how Prometheus kind of like took away this like cool mystery from Alien that was like unexplained but like super eerie and creepy. A lot of the times, like, the intention to leave things unanswered is like a good thing. It's not like a weakness or like a people are like, oh, it's a missing gap or whatever. But it's like you a lot of the times it's done on purpose.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes because I have I know I've said stuff like that about Iron Lung. But it's not like I don't have, like, the big elephant in the room is like what caused the Quiet Rapture. And in my mind, that's something that isn't canon until it's expressly canon. So like it's not like I don't have like ideas and thoughts about that behind the scenes, but it's not something that I would explain or set in stone until there's a reason. And right. In my mind, it's like when it isn't a part of a public game or story, it's not canon. It's like, so when I say, like, I don't know what caused the Quiet Rapture, that's because it could be a bunch of different things, depending on what direction stuff went in.
I can't remember. Did Arx Vitalis ever explain like why the sun like died? Or was it? I think I recall it just sort of being like, oh, it just friggin' died, and everyone had to deal with it.
I don't recall there being an explanation.
If there is, I can't remember, but I always thought it was like that was like a cool element that that world, a catastrophe happened, and there wasn't like a good explanation for why it happened, and everyone just had to be like, okay, we have to put all these like wars and like squabbles away and figure out like how we're gonna survive this and like build underground cities and all that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I love about Arx Fatalis versus Ultima Underworld, which I also really like Ultima Underworld, but Arx has that added kick of like the post-apocalyptic fantasy angle, which is really neat.
The one of my favorite moments from Arx is like when you go to like the city of Arx and you going through the castle and you find the astrologer's like room and you like look look into his like telescope, and you just see like the cold surface, and it's not even like an impressive moment, because it's really just like a bunch of still images that you sort of like pan the camera around. Mm-hmm. But just the eeriness of it is. You
Souls
fucking-
2!
But yeah,
Yeah.
just the eeriness of it has always like captured my imagination.
The stillness, where
Yeah,
it's so
the
cool,
stillness.
where it's like, it feels almost like it could be the lunar surface. Oh, Book of the New Sun. I am currently reading through that. That book is out of its mind. It is so crazy. Like, I didn't expect it to be this insane going in. I just knew it was like a dying world genre book. I didn't expect that it was also like, yeah, this is at least half operating on fever dream logic. And I love that. It's so good. Dylan, have you ever read it?
No, but I'll add it to my list
Okay.
now. That reminds me of the Nightland though, where like
Yeah, it's the same genre.
Yeah, same like sort of concept, but the Nightland is fucking weird because the first like quarter of it is like not in the post-apocalypse. It's like a noble like in a forest sort of like daydreaming. It's like, wait, what am I into? And then he just starts dreaming, and suddenly it's like humanity is all in this pyramid that's running out of power, and monsters are at the gate.
Yeah, that's one that's been on my list to read. That one's really funny because it's like, it's so universally considered almost unreadable that there's actually like a fan rewrite basically where that you're encouraged to read instead, which I think is really funny. Because like I guess the original prose style is really like weird and
It's very strange. It's like almost like a halfway point between like screenplay and novel.
that's crazy. Yes, so that I think it's called Dying World stories. Where it's like a whole subgenre where it's like this is many millennia in the future where like the sun itself is dying or the laws of physics themselves are starting to break down. So the Book of the New Sun, first of all, it's really confusing to figure out what you even need to read, because it's collectively the Book of the New Sun, which is divided into two parts, but those two parts are made up of two separate books. So, but it's like super far future, probably. But then there's never any. It's like set in the super far future. The protagonist is like he's a super anti-hero because he's like a trained torturer. And he's very possibly mentally ill, almost certainly an unreliable narrator, and explains basically nothing. And so there's just like all these terminology for things that he'll use and just never explain, and it's not something intuitive. It'll be like, oh yeah, this vehicle we took, and it's not like you don't have any idea what it is, whether it's like a horse-drawn carriage or like a magic carriage or a spaceship or like, oh, that was a bad time to heal. Dang it. So you're always like at least 3/4 completely lost on what is happening. Because he'll also do things like he'll like the character. It's written by the character. Is the idea is that he's like writing his memoirs.
Oh, interesting.
And so he'll like tell you something that is supposed to have an implication to you, but means nothing because you don't live in the world. It's like written like that, and it sounds like that would be really annoying, but it's just fascinating. It's almost, I hate doing this, but it is a little bit like the Dark Souls thing, where the story is just happening and it is completely agnostic toward you understanding it. So you start to be able to piece together like all of this stuff. It's really cool.
The Dark Souls of books, you say?
Yeah.
There's I wanna say it's Asimov who said this. I could entirely be wrong, but I believe a quote I like is that good science fiction is not about what is like extraordinary, but is actually about what is mundane in that universe.
Yeah, that is a good quote. I don't always see eye to eye with Asimov on everything, but when he nails it, he really nails it. Yeah, speaking of that, it was an interesting revelation that I had recently. Gosh. That I've usually considered myself not really a sci-fi fan, but as it turns out, I'm just not a fan of, like, contemporary sci-fi. Or, I guess it'd be more accurate to say I'm not a fan of sci-fi, the, like, codified genre.
Right.
If that makes sense. Because once I start delving into, like, some of the stuff, visually and narratively, like some of the stuff from, like, 60s or 70s, like, that stuff's great. Especially in art. Like, sci-fi art usually bores me to death, but sci-fi art from the 70s is so cool.
So cool. Oh. Goodbye, Steve.
Yeah.
That's my, like, favorite era of sci-fi as well. I love reading books from that era.
Yeah. I like a touch of, and maybe not even a touch, I like a healthy dose of, like, surrealism and unreality to my two worlds. Like,
if you have,
you know, stuff that's, like,
Sorry.
really scientifically accurate, for instance, I'm just like, I don't know. It can be really good and really cool, but then when it's like, yeah, here's the dinosaur chainmail bikini planet where everything is pink and the sky is made out of rainbows, it's like, that. Now you have my attention. That kicks ass.
I assume that you pretty much probably have seen the film, but the book is honestly great too. I really enjoy Annihilation.
I love Annihilation, yeah.
Yeah.
I will have to check out the book. I'm intrigued by the book because I've seen people describe it as being, like, basically unfilmable.
Yes.
Man,
Like, the film, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, the film kind of does its own thing. There are definitely, like, moments from in the film that are also in the book, but there's just parts in the, it just can't fathom doing it on film. There's, like, you know, moments and, like, feelings and things that the characters experience in the book where it's just like, this is so fucking weird. This is channeling some weird shit.
nice.
But,
Yeah,
I think it's a really good, like, good sci-fi.
yeah, that sounds like very much to my taste. And to clarify, I should say, I don't actually, like, the revelation I had was more that, like, there's a lot of stuff out there, both historically and probably right now, that actually is very appealing to me in this genre that I thought wasn't really for me, basically just because of kind of the more mainstream popular versions of that thing.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of modern sci-fi I despise.
Yeah.
It's just, like, does not interest me whatsoever.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes for me. Oh, is she invincible there? No, she's not. Okay. I think for me, also, a lot of that comes from the generally sci-fi games are the sort of thing that I just find really boring.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what I don't know exactly what the subgenre is, but it's, yeah, just often sci-fi games are that sort of thing. I'm like, this just isn't for me. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I think like, because technically, I know this it sounds weird, but technically like something like Stalker is science fiction. That is like technically
Yeah.
sci-fi, but it's
I mean,
not.
technically, Iron Lung is science fiction. And
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hate that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I know when you say like sci-fi, that's not what you're really like thinking of.
Yeah.
You know, you're thinking like fucking giant ships in space battling it out and stuff like that.
Yeah, which honestly, I mean, I'm not opposed to giant ships in space battling it out if the ships look weird and cool. It's just sort of the codified,
Yeah.
this is sci-fi trademark, that stuff. Someone mentioned that this boss is kind of bullshit, so that makes
This
me
is
feel
a
a
ho-
little better.
This is a hard boss. This boss gave me trouble too.
Yeah, I'll probably have to actually try here at some point. Oh, that's an area of effect attack, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is one of those bosses where it's like you have to get so good at reading her animations because they're so punishing if you don't.
Yeah. Okay. I'll concentrate a bit more on paying attention to what she's doing. Okay, the skeletons are fine. I can deal with skeletons. The big guy is harder.
Later modern Doom gets a lot more fantastical. I was talking to a couple other New Blood people. I really don't care for the direction that they took the Doom game stories. I thought like 2016 was interesting because it kind of made fun of the fact that anyone would take the story seriously, and then I kind of feel like Eternal and Dark Ages started taking the story seriously.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it fantastical necessarily. I think I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat. There's some stuff that's really cool, like in Dark Ages, the one like mine that's inside of that's cool. That's really cool. So I guess that stuff is but
I thought both games were a ton of fun to play. Like I love Dark Ages. It's just the story stuff just doesn't land for me.
Same.
I just really can't care about like the Night Sentinels or whatever.
Yeah. It's a little too lore dumpy for me. Like I feel like it's not it's not cool on the surface to me, so I don't really feel like diving in. Like some of the stuff is cool. Like I said, like that whole like Titan being mined, stuff like that is. But then some of it just seems very like it's normal fantasy game lore, but in man, I was doing okay.
Yeah, that was a good attempt.
Yeah, and 2016 really almost perfect in that regard. And I think 2016 is gameplay wise probably my least favorite Doom, which is like, I mean, least favorite Doom, to be clear, is still Doom. Like it still rules.
Yeah, it's still a lot of fun.
But they really did kind of nail what the Doom story should be in 2016. Such a fun way to do a silent protagonist, and it's like his motivations are perfect. He's exactly aligned with the player. Like, I just want to kill demons. All demons need to die. Is the opposite of you shall not pass. That's going to be the area of effect. Okay, cool. Got that right. one's just the fireball, and that one's the skeletons. Stupid skeletons. Man, I wish that would hurt the skeletons. I need to heal.
Yeah, this is one of those fights where you kind of have to keep her on screen as well because
Yeah.
she's always casting some bullshit that you need
Yeah.
to see.
Oh, where's the other skeleton? There we are. Right here. Ooh! Okay, there's the skeletons taken care of.
Why do you think that is, Luke? Is it because the Eternal's kind of like the speedrunner's favorite?
Skeletons. Not skeletons, it's the pigs!
Oh my god, I entirely forgot this could happen.
That's incredible! the real enemy in Dark Souls, those Majula pigs.
That's amazing.
I think I have time for a heal here. Oh, there.
It misses the
No,
last one.
Yeah, they're not the enemy that I want to be fighting with. Oh man, that's so funny.
That's so rare. That's so funny.
Hey David, have you seen any theory videos on Iron Lung? And if so, do you think they are accurate? I haven't watched any videos about any theory videos since the movie has been out. I've seen a couple. I've seen some theorizing. And some of it is there. Some of it is pretty accurate. Some of it is less so. Some of it is like, oh, that isn't accurate, but wow, that's a cool idea. I wish we'd thought of that. Alright, let's try this again. And that's area of effect, right? Yes. When she puts her hand straight up in the air. And then... Careful. Woo! Fair enough, lady.
Sometimes the animations just feel so insulting.
Yeah. Okay. Skeletons are fine. I can deal with skeletons.
Fucking pigs.
Yeah.
From Software Troll moment.
Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, that attack is so mean.
It's so scary, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was out of range. I was up against the wall.
Yeah,
Dang it.
yeah.
What happened to the death counter? So, I am on Linux now, and the death counter doesn't work on Linux, basically. I could boot, I mean, I guess I could boot into Windows to play Dark Souls 2, but I just don't want to. not to be one of those guys, because I know we all hate the Linux guys, but I kind of just don't want to go into Windows now because it feels so gross. Because I boot up Linux and it's like nothing starts up and it's clean, and then I go into Windows and it's like 50 pop-ups happening and it's trying to get me to upgrade, and it always has to update, and it's just ugh.
this week was funny for that because Unity announced like, oh, the next conference is going to be all about like the AI tools and stuff like that. So of course everyone's like, Jesus Christ. And then I also saw an article, and I think every open source project is kind of dealing with this, where basically AI keeps writing code and like doing push requests or pull requests, and it like buries all of the like well-intended pull requests. Kind of like a denial of service attack, but like for GitHubs. And I'm just sitting here like, man, this shit really isn't making like anything better, is it?
No,
like,
it really is not.
The corporate side, it's fucked. The open source side, it's fucked.
It's even cheating us out of like now there's no Steam Decks in stock because of RAM, and that's probably also why we haven't had like a release date for the new hardware.
So lame, dude.
And there is a possibility that that's also keeping us from getting a Half-Life game announced. Like,
oh my god, dude.
Yeah. It just sucks. I don't see the appeal. I mean, I'm not I try to be I try to be open-minded about this stuff. But I just don't see it. Like, I don't see the appeal of AI in anything. I guess I see it from the stance of like, okay, yeah, you like AI-generated pictures. I see why somebody might like that. I don't know, but so many things. To me, it seems like the negatives so outweigh the positives. I just don't see the point.
I love this tweet. I'll wait until this fight is over, because
either over or lost. Yeah. It's the ads that really.
It's hard.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. As long as I keep a full health bar, I can survive that. Where is she? Oh. Why? Oh no! I'm not locked onto the skeleton! Ah!
No! The lock-on system, fucking bullshit.
Yeah. It was the run, Bloodshot. It was until the lock-on issue.
So the tweet is, the reason why RAM has become 4 times more expensive is that a huge amount of RAM that is not yet being produced was purchased with non-existent money to be installed in GPUs that also have not yet been produced in order to place them in data centers that have not yet been built, powered by infrastructure that may never appear, to satisfy demand that does not actually exist, and to obtain profit that is mathematically impossible.
That is an amazing tweet. Oh, someone had asked a little while ago what my favorite Dark Souls is, and I am also wondering that. So I haven't played 3, as we've discussed. I did buy it the other day, though, just to make sure I do have it, no matter what sort of weird shenanigans happen. But I really like both 2 and 1, and I don't know if I can choose between them. I think right now I would... Oh, yeah, that's the area, in fact. Right now I would say 2.
Oh, that's fascinating.
But I think that's mostly because 2 I'm not quite as familiar with as 1, because 1, not only have I played it a bunch, but I've also watched a whole bunch of like videos about it and different runs of it, and like I'm just super familiar with all of it. And Dark Souls 2 still has a little more mystique to it in that way, but it's really hard to choose between them. I love both of them. 2 also is more stupid and bullshit than 1 is.
Yeah.
That's like a positive for me. That's what's funny about these games. Oh no! No! 3 is is fine. I'm sure I'll like 3, but I do know whenever we get into it, I do know going in that it's going to be a little more like Elden Ring style, which isn't a bad thing. I also love Elden Ring, but there's something just so uniquely like funny and endearing about the combination of like brilliance and clunkiness and just pure sadism that makes up Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like 3 loses some of that. But it's not a bad game. I feel like it's maybe a little uninspired.
A little safe.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It's safe.
The fact that she does other attacks while wielding the little ghost guys. Going pretty good though. This might even...
Don't say it, David. You'll curse it.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say it's the run. I was wondering if I should just go for her and ignore the skeletons, but I don't think I should do that. Oh, that was almost disastrous.
I don't know. I like the greed.
Yeah, I might actually use her as cover from the skeleton. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, I was stamina starved. Thankfully that turned out okay. Oh, jeez. Heal.
She's coming.
Oh, Lord, she's coming. I'm gonna go for it. There we go.
Yes!
She melting.
See, Melton. You sounded like the meme of I forget his name, but the guy at the dinner table in The Punisher. It's like, wait, no.
Yeah. Oh, is Andrew in here? Oh yeah. Hey, Andrew. That's how far the door opens? Okay. Cool. Ooh, this is dark and narrow. Yay, bonfire. Big door,
Dark
tiny
and narrow.
We just watched the original 3 Star Wars movies with the kids, and it's really funny how much of a complete asshole Yoda is in the original trilogy.
Yep.
Like I forgot how, because in the prequels they make him into like the wise, you know, like they make him into this like figure with not majesty, like gravitas to him, and then in Empire Strikes Back, he's literally like a Muppet, like not just because like he's a Muppet, and also hold on, I'm spending these souls. He's just like this terrible little goblin creature.
Yep. That was so great, though. I love it.
It's so good, yeah. And even in Return of the Jedi, it's like he's kind of a jerk. He's just like he's even dying, and he's just like taking the piss out of Luke. It's great.
Like, you're kind of a dick, Yoda.
Yeah.
Until.
What if I had a okay. What are we doing here? Dex should probably go up. That's actually a decent damage increase. I might not have hit the soft cap for that yet.
I think 40 is the 30 to 40 range is really when stats take off, and then I think it starts to slow down at 40.
Okay. I might actually do ADP. That gives me I think I am at the soft cap for ADP or for agility though. Or maybe I'm just remembering that 100 is where you get the Dark Souls 1 roll, supposedly. Right?
Yeah, it's like 100, 101, one of those.
Okay. I'll take ADP up a bit.
Andrew asking a very Hunt Bayou chat question. Do you think Yoda drank his own pee in the swamp to survive?
I don't know. I think that he would be willing to. I think that that original trilogy Yoda definitely would if he needed to, but I also feel like he was probably like I feel like that's his native environment. Like he's a swamp goblin, you know? Like I feel like he's created to survive in the pungent swamp environment. So probably not. He probably drinks like swamp water or something like that.
Yoda is eager and starts drinking his pee even before he needs to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that I think he'd do. I don't think he has to, but I think he wants to. I gave you bog soup, now leave me alone. I can't do a Yoda voice, by the way. I don't know what it is, but okay, what do I want to upgrade here? I've got all of these. There's the puzzling stone sword is pretty cool. And that requires Twinkling Titanite, okay. Wait, I haven't maxed this out yet? Well, this needs to get maxed out. The bonk stick is... I mean, it's like the best weapon I have.
Oh man, yeah, we still have to go back and clip the duel you had with that person.
Yes.
Incredible.
Drink me to survive, you must. It just kills me also every time, like, the concept of him talking that way as a bit, like, that he doesn't need to talk that way, because there's points where he doesn't. Like, there's, in the prequels, there are points where he just talks like a normal guy. Like, he's just putting it on to be annoying. Let's see. I mean, I might... The puzzling sword is pretty cool. What does that give me? Slash and thrust. The duel was clipped?
Yeah,
okay, good. I need to... I need to go...
It's definitely a dex-oriented weapon, but I mean, like, it's also fun. You can still just play with it.
Yeah. It was... Okay, S scale on dex. I mean, I am a quality build, as they say. There's also the Black Knight Ultra Greatsword. I feel like anything that I would use an Ultra Greatsword for, I can use the bonk stick for, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so good. I kind of want to make this viable, just because it's a really cool sword. I don't think I have anything... So I discovered in my second character that the dumb... Do I even have it in here? The dumb, like, blacksmith hammer is actually a really good strike weapon, at least early on.
Yeah, there's a lot of weapons in this game where it's like, oh, that seems like a dumb weapon, but it's actually like, oh, actually, no, that's like the best weapon in the game.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's the one part I'm thinking of is in Attack of the Clones, where at the very end he's like, "Target all fire on that ship!" Like, it's just completely normal. I mean, is this a good use for... I think I'm gonna level it up. I don't need to overthink it. It's a cool weapon, and I don't really have anything else I want to spend the Twinkling Titanite on. Okay, so that's... I do know where there is a bunch of Twinkling Titanite.
I'll be around.
Which I could go get, actually. Because there's all of those lizards in that, Do you remember all the lizards? There's like 5 of them that come out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This is such a cool looking weapon.
Yeah,
All
Knight.
into my mouth.
I think Santier's Spear was probably my favorite weapon in this game.
What is Santier's Spear?
Santier's Spear. I think we talked about this maybe the last time we were playing, but there's a weapon in this game where you can only get it by breaking another weapon.
Oh, I think
But
I think
the
I do
weapon-
remember that.
The weapon you need to break has like an insanely high durability. It's very funny.
That's great. Is this the... No, that's not the bonfire. It'd be this one, I think? No, it's... No, I have to...
Yeah, Luke, I remember that because I had to go through like 4 repair powders just to kill like the first pursuer encounter. It's like like 4 of your weapons would break like during a single boss fight. It was so cursed.
It's so bad. So if I remember right... That... I think they're in here. What am I gonna fight those guys with? It's hard to go wrong with Bonk Stick. Excited for me to find the next DLC weapon. Some of the weapons in this, like, I feel like the weapons in this are notably, like, crazier and weirder than Dark Souls 1. Maybe I'm just forgetting some of... Because Dark Souls 1 had some cool weapons, but I feel like they were a little more, like, normal swords. There was nothing like the puzzling sword. But maybe I'm wrong and I just never found any of the crazier weapons.
So Strida asked, has anyone ever deliberately made a frame rate dependent mechanic in a game?
There's that one
yes.
game.
Yeah, the one game where you're like your FPS determines or your health determines your FPS.
Yeah. And isn't there like you can it's actually the other way around, I think, where the FPS is your health, so you can actually go into the settings menu and disable features to get more health. Or something like that. It's a really cool concept. I haven't played it, but I'm not even sure if it's out or if it's just or if it's coming out, but yeah, sounds really cool. Yeah, I think that was over here, right? Shouldn't lock on, it's a colossal weapon. Thought he was gonna rush me.
Oh, you broke the stance.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's more like it.
God, he came out of that wake up fast.
Yeah, these guys are nasty. There we go. Okay. So I think it's this one that I open and then a ton of them come out, right?
Yeah.
And then
I'm pretty sure.
So what should I get them with? I don't think this... Those lizards are, like, ridiculously hard to actually hit.
Yeah.
What's the attack set for this? That's a downward slash, so that might work. We'll try it. Oh, that wasn't. Wasn't it this one?
I thought it was. They may have despawned? I can't remember if that's a rule in this game.
I don't think it is.
I know. I know that is like a thing in I think Demon Souls.
Huh. Ow.
If it is, that's extremely rude.
Yeah, well, I know I was trying to get one in with my other character for, like, a dozen, like a dozen times, and it didn't respawn or despawn. Does make them show up. No, I definitely didn't get them.
Maybe did it? Have you tried going into that room? Did they like fall to the other side or something?
In there? Yeah, I did go in there. Is there a chance they just ran off the cliff and died before? Probably already saw me and escaped. Oh, that's definitely possible. Let's use the feather. Back there. Get the bonk stick out. I should really condense. Oh, I should rest. Or no, yeah, no, I do want to rest here. Because I think the bonk stick didn't repair, so I guess. Yeah, so wait, does the feather. Does that not respawn stuff to Homeward Bone back? Because the feather's just an infinite Homeward Bone.
Yeah, you sat at the bonfire, right?
I did when I saw that it seemed like the equipment durability hadn't reset.
Then yeah, it should be reset.
Yeah, it is now that I rested. The door position stays, and if it's in the upper position, they'll be active much sooner. That makes sense. I won't spend too much time on this because we're get toward 2:30. Give it this one more shot, and then I want to see what's through the fog gate.
Oh yeah, I hear the twinkling.
Was the so was the twinkling them getting activated?
I think they were activated.
Okay.
It's just like, can this guy despawn already?
Yeah. Ah, that roll catching. Dang it. Well, I'll get him a different time. I mean, I should go get my souls, though. I'll go get my souls and then come back. Because I want to see what's through the fog door before I end the stream. Okay, that just felt like it was taking a while.
Low elevator.
Okay.
My dog always gets the squeakiest toy when I'm like on a hot mic.
Yeah, Oh. There they go.
Wow.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think that crystal lizards in this game are way more difficult to get than in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think swapping the door position might be the play here.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'll do that right now.
You like weren't even like in the vicinity, and
Yeah.
they were just running to the side.
Maybe that would do it?
Yeah, I don't think they can squeeze through that.
Well, I could... I don't want to fight that guy again, though. Let's go see what's through the fog door, and then... and actually, I think it'll be faster to warp to the bonfire down at the bottom. Get out. Let's see. Pokey stick. We got the bonk stick and the pokey stick. And then swords.
And then swords. Can't go wrong with pokey and bonky.
Yep. Quick fog adventure, in and out 5 minutes tops. Wait, what am I doing?
Wait, was this? Was
I was
no?
just-
This is.
I was just going on autopilot. No, I meant to use this and then warp to the bonfire
and
at the
warp, right,
bottom.
okay.
I was just going on full autopilot.
Where both our brains just turning themselves off.
Yeah, I've been in this area for so long. Okay, that would be right here, I think. This looks suspicious. Oh, Lord. We're doing another boss!
Right after the other one.
Can't see!
You know, the last boss was a lot of fun. What if this time you couldn't see the boss?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to see. The real boss here is the camera.
Stinky boss.
Ah! That's unfair. Okay. Will this take care of... Yes. Oh, come on!
He's like, don't worry, I'll extend my range 5 more feet,
Yeah.
just so you can't get out of it.
Well, I guess we know what we're doing next stream. fighting this guy. I thought that fog wall was just gonna be one. Well, here, I'll give him one more shot. And I'm gonna head out, because I'm gonna pick up the child from school. There's a item over here. Ooh, it's a ring. That might be helpful. Okay. I almost feel like locking on is not the move here.
It rarely is in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ah! Okay. Well, I think once I get the hang of it, this won't be too bad.
Nah. Yeah, Luke, especially in Dark Souls 2, where the tracking is like more a slight suggestion than actual like,
Yeah.
lock-on tracking.
Yeah. Yeah, so someone mentioned Calamite. I think Calamite is the only boss in Dark Souls I didn't beat on my playthrough.
Yeah, Calamite's he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Let me see what that ring was.
I would agree with you, Luke. Hadn't we done like 3 full streams where David had to try and beat Manus?
Yeah, Manus was really tough for me. I might just suck. But yeah, that was a tough one. That was like Elden Ring like level of boss attempts for me.
Yeah, he's hard.
Was it
Jorg's
sometimes deflect spells? Okay. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for today. So I'm glad that we beat the boss on this stream so that we can beat another boss on the next stream. Is this toward the end of the DLC? Is that why there's...
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense then. And then... So that means that... That means Horsefuck Valley is within reach now.
Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe someone can remind me. Is Iron King next or Ivory Crown? Iron King. Okay.
Okay. I hear... What is that? Oh, it's just the vacuum cleaner. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming. I hope you had fun. And I will talk to everyone later. Bye.
See you.